Golden years with a Sagicor Lifestyle Approved Retirement Scheme. The time by Sagicor Life is
7 o'clock. CVM News at 7 Headlines Thursday. Brought to you by Guardian Life. Live secure. Live easy.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, 4 suspected gangsters killed in 3 confrontations with the police. Revenge and justice, the call from a fiery protest out west. And PJ Patterson opines on constitutional reform. Also this evening, JPS workers attacked while removing illegal connections. In the business report, WePay acquires travel company. And in sports, boys beat Domrep in World Cup qualifiers. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7. I'm Stephen McHugh. Jamaica's crime reality is one that will undoubtedly require stringent measures to sufficiently dent this reality. It's not lost on the nation's police force, whose head recently warned criminals to surrender or be pursued. The latter seems to be the order of the day in Western Jamaica, where the police killed at least 4 men this week. Here's Natalia, Clarke.
Remember 3 weeks ago when Police Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake leveled this warning?
If you do not come to us, we will come for you.
Well, it appears the lawmen in Western Jamaica have stayed true to that promise. Within the past 72 hours, 4 suspected gangsters were killed in 3 alleged confrontations with the police. In Hanover, Tuesday night, 2 brothers were cut down. Wednesday afternoon, a man fingered in a recent murder in St. James was killed at a guest house in the parish.
The members of the operational support team were fired upon by the suspect. Members of the team returned fire, and at the end of the incident, 1 man was seen clutching a Browning single-action pistol with 3 live rounds remaining in the magazine.
Superintendent Aaron Samuels says the deceased was the suspected triggerman in the killing of a man in the Tucker area Tuesday.
Another operation was conducted earlier where 2 other suspects were arrested, and they will be interviewed in relation to said incident.
Head of crime in the division, Deputy Superintendent Michael Moore, is again appealing to all criminals to turn themselves in, as the police will not relent in their pursuit to serve and protect.
Namely, our top 3 wanted persons: Joseph Mackenzie, Leeko Maxwell, Ome Lagi. All 3 men are wanted in the parish for murders. We will be continuing our relentless search for these men, and we appeal to the families of these men and the men themselves to turn them in.
Another man was killed by the police in St. James Wednesday night, which prompted fierce protest by residents Thursday morning. Natalia, Clarke, CVM News.
Now, the protest sparked by the latest police fatal shooting in St. James has brought residents together to demand swift justice for the incident. The shooting, which resulted in the death of a civilian at the hands of law enforcement, led to calls for accountability. Here's Natalia, Clarke once again.
This was the scene of a fierce protest by residents of Retirement Dump in St. James Thursday morning. Some were calling for revenge, others for justice.
He not wanted by the police. He not commit no crime. Some want to know what don't happen right now. What don't take place. Because police them come and then down the road and then come a violent.
Their bellowing pleas followed the midnight shooting of 33-year-old Akeem Bowen by the police.
The young man up on the road and then tell himself he come off and go on in and he go in yard. Every night police come check him. And then come. More want to know why. Them have left come kill him in our house. You can't kill an innocent man like that, man. A 4 pitney in there left. Or they know what happen. We want justice.
The police's account say they were acting on intelligence that the deceased had a firearm, and so they went to his home with a search warrant. They say they came under gunfire, which they returned, resulting in Bowen's death. The police say a firearm was retrieved, but residents are crying foul.
They come investigate. And they even clean up all the evidence from the man's house. And they come to come. I know how procedure go already. They don't follow no correct procedure for you can't get no justice or nothing like that.
Councillor for the Granville Division, Michael Troop, too, called on Indicom to investigate.
Not one Indicom member come to investigate what's happened. And let me tell you something, man. If this is where the government is planning to get to that crime and violence in the wrong way, you can't be murdering the people them like that. Because the gentleman could get to them, just come and just murder them like that, and just drive them like a dog and can't go jumping on jeep.
Up to news time, there was still no word from Indicom. Natalia, Clarke, CVM News.
In this CVM follow-up, Coyote Satchel, the woman accused of killing 8-year-old Daniel Rowe last year, today appeared in the Home Circuit Court. Her attorney, Donovan Collins, says all the relevant disclosures were submitted and the defense was given time to analyze the material. The matter will again be heard on June 19, where a trial date is expected to be set. Daniel Rowe was kidnapped from her school in Portmore, St. Catherine, and was later found in St. Andrew with a wound to the neck. She died at hospital 2 days later. We'll continue to track this story.
Residents of Gore Tuca in Greater Portmore, St. Catherine, are irate. Their grouse stems from a growing unnatural trend. Businesses are being constructed in residential spaces. Member of Parliament for Southern St. Catherine, Fitz Jackson, says the lease of land owned by the Railway Corporation is to be blamed. Here's more from Courtney Lewis.
Dust, gravel, sand, and other building material from businesses have become a problem for residents of Southern St. Catherine. Much of the debris can be seen in residential areas, which Member of Parliament Fitz Jackson says causes depreciation, especially in Gore Tuca, Greater Portmore.
What has happened is what you see here, is that heavy trucks, auto mechanic repair activities and others, building material, gravel and sand being sold adjacent to the houses and create noise nuisance, dust nuisance, and just plain unsightliness for the residents on both sides. Here in Gore Tuca and 3 East on the other side. And also part of 2 East on the other side in Greater Portmore. This is untenable.
The problem, he says, began with previous unused parcels of land owned by the Jamaica Railway Corporation and recently leased to other business entities. But when Jackson contacted the corporation, there was allegedly no resolve.
I engaged the Railway Corporation. And to my astonishment, the Railway Corporation chairman made it clear to me that the Railway Corporation had no obligation to consult with the political directorate because it's a corporate entity and they have the right to use their asset as they see fit. And they proceeded to do just that, given that no consultation took place with neither the political representatives nor the communities themselves for the lands being leased for commercial activity.
Councillor for Greater Portmore East, Ho Choi Gordon, also says drains have been blocked by large containers, adding the disruptions began late last year. Businesses have been issued notices, but much of the efforts to reduce the nuisance have been ignored as operations continue. Opposition spokesperson on Transport and Works, Mikhail Phillips, says an audit would be worth looking into and the municipal corporation should intervene.
The minister was on the tour earlier and the minister has given his commitment on looking at it. Even though temporary structures, I would imagine that the municipal corporation has a say in anything that is being transaction happening within the municipality. And this is one such. I think that the complaints of the residents are standing on all fours, and that they should intervene at this point in time and intervene quickly before it gets out of hand.
Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
In an attempt to save his livelihood, a Trelawney businessman claiming his business is being targeted by politicians there bent on his ruin is appealing to opposition leader Mark Golding for help.
Owner of R. Taylor Together Forever Builders Construction Limited, 30-year-old Roshane Taylor, must have thought he was building his business on solid ground when he relocated from a location in Trelawney to another, a lot adjacent the Hague Highway, also in Trelawney, a little over 2 months ago. The move follows a sour deal, allegedly between him and two politicians he says were his business partners. Since then, the Trelawney Municipal Corporation served Taylor a cease and desist notice. However, Taylor claims he has a 5-year lease for the land.
I get a letter from the Trelawney Municipal that I captured the land. So when I present my lease to them, then they came back and said my shop is too much distraction for the highway. It's going to cause accident and all that. Mayor
of Falmouth, Colin Gager, during a media session on Wednesday, says Taylor has not presented any lease to the corporation.
We haven't had dialogue with him as yet, providing any information that he wants and intends to regularize himself so that we could say, no, we can't accommodate you. That hasn't happened. He hasn't shown us one document about a lease. He has just been flipping a paper, which doesn't say nothing to us.
Well, appearing to be at his wit's end, Taylor says he has appealed with little effect to the Prime Minister, and he's therefore appealing to opposition leader Mark Golding to intervene.
I just want to send this message to the opposition, which is Mark Golding, because I sent a message to the Prime Minister and it didn't mature. So I'm just asking. I'm not going to ask again because I know the Prime Minister see the video. You understand what I said to you, that I want to send this one to Mr. Mark Golding. I'm seeking for some help. I'm 30 years old. We employ 52 people. I actually invest $4.5 million in that building you see up there.
Taylor wants time to make good on his investments with the hope of relocating again.
Stay tuned. More to come from CVM News at 7 after the break.
News at 7, Headlines Thursday, brought to you by Guardian Life. Live secure, live easy.
JN Bank Small Business Loans is linked to so many stories of ordinary Jamaicans and their extraordinary success.
We're very proud to have helped small, medium, and micro businesses come to life and thrive over the years.
It's a demonstration of our strong belief in the business ambitions of Jamaicans. Come, talk to us. Tell us your business. Let's start a partnership and let your business plans appear in real life.
This 10 seconds of calm is brought to you by Catherine's Peak. Everything good.
It all starts here, the JTA Sagicor National Athletics Championships, where Jamaica's future track and field stars begin their journey to greatness. June 7 and 8, National Stadium. Come out and watch our future stars shine. Admission only $300. Don't miss the 39th staging of the JTA Sagicor National Athletics Championships, June 7 and 8, National Stadium.
Welcome back. Two Jamaica Public Service JPS workers who were injured in an attack last week are said to be recovering satisfactorily. The aggressors, residents of one Old Harbour community in St. Catherine, who refused to have their illegal connections removed. Here is more from Courtney Lewis.
A routine operation by Jamaica Public Service, JPS workers and contractors took a violent turn last Friday. The team, tasked with removing illegal connections in the Burke Road area of St. Catherine, was attacked by community members who opposed the removal. According to reports, members of the police force were on site and managed to apprehend one of the aggressors. In response, the attackers hurled stones at the workers. As the situation escalated, police fired shots into the air, dispersing the crowd. The JPS team was then able to retreat. 2 JPS workers were, however, injured and the windshield of the contractor's vehicle left damaged. The incident has since been reported to the Old Harbour Police for further investigation. Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
Former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson has dispelled notions around the role of the opposition and the need for consensus in addressing constitutional reform. This as he sat for a reasoning with stakeholders at the University of the West Indies Faculty of Law last evening.
Reform will require consensus from those at the helm of political leadership. A statement echoed by 2 former prime ministers who addressed stakeholders at the University of the West Indies Mona last evening.
I don't think concurrence is impossible. I think if it has to be, it has to be. I don't want to comment on any recent appointments deliberately, but if good and valid reasons are given, they can't be just tossed aside and say, I have consulted and therefore I must have my way.
His former political opponent and also a former Prime Minister, Bruce Golding, agrees that both political leaders will need to find a way to forge ahead at this critical juncture.
In the interest of the country, those 2 were able to come together in 1979 and say, listen, we have to deal with this electoral system. That can't be the subject of political fighting anymore. And we did it, which suggests to me that it can be done. But at some point, after all of the committees have met and all the Vale Royal talks have been held, our leaders have to find a way to sit down, drink a beer, have a glass of wine, talk to each other and say, no, in the interest of the country, let us try and see if we can carve a way to get through this.
Mr. Patterson went further, insisting that while constitutional reform seems to create conflict among the leaders, there must be some way of agreeing, even if the leaders employ the use of surrogates to find consensus. He didn't end there, as he suggests changes to sections of the Constitution and shared pointed views on the Privy Council, among other issues.
If we cannot agree, find some way of agreeing on a head of state that commands popular support, then we are not worthy of the sacrifices that our ancestors made in bringing us where we are today.
Nika Lewis, CVM News.
In a move to enhance Jamaica's logistics landscape, Kingston Wharves Limited has unveiled a groundbreaking $100 million investment plan. Included in this projection is a new logistics facility that will serve private and commercial clients on the western side of the island. Here's more from Courtney Lewis.
Mark Williams, CEO of Kingston Wharves Limited, announced a landmark investment initiative totaling $100 million on Wednesday.
And therefore this morning I want to unveil KW's very ambitious and bold capital investment plan for the next 5 years. We are proposing that with your partnership and your continued confidence, that we will continue to grow your company, and we will be investing $100 million over the next 5 years.
The cornerstone of this venture is the establishment of an integrated logistics facility in Western Jamaica that will serve the increasing demand for customized services in the region and beyond.
We'll be also looking to expand our logistics business as we continue to see increasing demands for nearshoring. Certainly what COVID has taught us is that manufacturers and distributors certainly want to have their cargo closer home.
This facility will offer a comprehensive suite of services that will include warehousing, freight handling, deconsolidation, and inventory management. These services are tailored to meet the needs of both personal shippers and commercial enterprises. Williams addressed stakeholders at the company's annual general meeting on Wednesday. Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
Your business segment is up right after this break. Stay with us.
Story, what's your sign? You're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We're doing this in our own way. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive. We're doing this in our own way. We come alive.
Good evening and welcome to the Business Report. I'm Andrew Laidley. Local fintech company WePay has acquired a Miami-based online travel company which directly rivals Expedia's offerings. Chief Marketing Officer for WePay Group, Kibwe Magan, spoke about the broader impact of the acquisition.
We're very excited about the recent acquisition of Travel L by WePay. We're going to have this included within our Color app marketplace. So people who are using Color app will now be able to purchase flights, hotel rooms, rental car packages at rates competitive or even cheaper than what's available on Expedia with their local currency.
Following years of growth and debt management, the Lasco group of companies is eyeing opportunities to improve efficiencies. Lasco executives made the disclosure while speaking on the latest episode of Mayberry's virtual investor briefing.
After more than a decade of sterling performance, Lasco Manufacturing and Lasco Distributors are considering amalgamation. Chairman of both companies, James Rowell, made the announcement.
Come 2025, we will graduate. Well, we have graduated before 2025. We graduated a couple of months ago. Mm-hmm. And the next big thing is, what do we do with the companies? Do we look for further synergies? Does it make sense to do some sort of formation where it becomes one company, and that is being discussed.
In the meantime, he emphasized that the company is focused on organic expansion amid its strong cash flow position.
What are we going to do with all that cash? Yes, shareholders deserve to be compensated, but we're getting ready for another round of investments. The market still has space for Lasco brands. We are strong on innovation. We develop our own products and we bring them to market. And we think we have products that are relevant to the consumers, that are in need by the consumers. So we'll continue to be a manufacturing company, and Lasco Distributors will continue to be the distribution arm of the company.
At the same time, the Lasco chairman explained that any inorganic growth will be pursued cautiously. And that's your business report. Up next is your market summary. CVM News at 7 continues with Curlin and Stephen after the break.
We are in Hague Heights in Trelawney, and we're looking for Cheyenne. She's a baker, but I'm interested in finding out more about the journey that this Jamaican, has started. But more importantly, it's really for the cookie. We're there to eat the cookie them, the free cookie them. We are here for that. So you bake cookie, catch the beat, and make some friend the cookie. You're like,
Absolutely.
You want a cookie? You get a cookie.
Do you want a
you
cookie?
get a cookie.
Never in my life did I actually think I would be in my corner office today, baking for a living, getting to do what I love to do.
Nice. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Oh my God, that's so
It's good. It's really good.
Gospel Star 2023 Rewind, Sundays at 8 p.m. right here on CVM TV. See the 10 talented finalists vie for the title of Gospel Star 2023. You don't want to miss the rivalry and eliminations each week. That's Gospel Star 2023 Rewind, Sundays at 8 p.m. right here on CVM TV.
Look who we have in the cut. No, today episode I got nice. Legends, Senator, my longtime brethren, the great, all-star, the king, and the man himself. Salute! You know, as man, we're not too God specialist, and that's the pinnacle of the problem. We want some new era. Do what you love and you never work a day in your life. Lie! You work till a week. It was pandemonium. Country people can't relate to me I talk about.
What you think about me no matter, What matter to me is what me think about myself.
Man United, I don't care what man wants to say.
You know, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, man.
You finished? Yes, we finished.
The Cut is brought to you by Flo and Guinness.
Hey, how was school? It was really good, but I'm really hungry. Can we get some juicy patties?
Sure we can. I never see a boil up patty like you.
Hey son, you good?
No, Dad, I'm starving. Can we get some juicy patties?
Celebrating over 40 years of everyday moments.
Damari Gray scores! Kel Antonio, and it's a goal! And the Reggae Boys take the lead. And Jamaica
Jamaica puts this one on ice.
It all starts here, the JTA Sagicor National Athletics Championships, where